Hagen, what's up, man? How's it going? Doing all right? What are you up to? Loud. I have to shift that music some. The Russians are awesome, man. Which ones? Where are you downloading it from? Illegally on Google, gotcha. They're so good. Did that, because I know the academy that you linked, you know, that video on, I think you did it yesterday, that was started by that woman who I think heads it up. I think it's a woman is Russian. And the Russians really do have some beautiful work. To be honest with you, I don't know about like the academies over there, if they still teach. What did I just do? If they still teach that stuff, or if it was just back in the day that it was taught. I think I just messed up one of my colors because I wasn't thinking. It doesn't matter though, I can fix it pretty easily. The Imperial Academy of Art is strict academic. Are they good? Or is it like their second and third year students, do they have good work? Because I wasn't impressed with the one in Florence, to be honest with you. With like the alumni work, I didn't think was good at all, unfortunately. And that's how you can really tell a program is if the students are good afterwards, obviously. You know, it's not just what they profess in the front, or there's much more to it than that. What's up, Queldar? It's the best one in the world? Cool. I'll have to take a look at it, man. So that one is the official Repin Academy. The Imperial Academy of Art. Is that correct? Good. Okay. Oh. Gotcha. Gotcha. They have the best program. I'll have to check that out, honestly. Get my brushes. Sometimes, you know, it's like I always have an idea of what I feel like I need to paint with that day. That's what I'm doing. 6 years, that's good. That's what it should be, like 6 to 8, really. Right. Let's do this. 6 to 8, that's what it should be. So I left this here. Actually, you can't see it, but up here I did not paint the background, so I can kind of rest my finger on it. But by the end of the day, I want to bring the background up so that there's not like an obvious split in it, if that makes sense. Yeah, please do, because I have determined that it's time for me to start reading more about art, and because my time has been occupied with this, streaming and all this stuff, but I'm getting the hang of it now, and obviously still need to dedicate a lot of time to my work, but I need to increase my knowledge of the arts, like you're doing, And it's not that, it's like at one point I had it. It's just that you forget things as things go along. You kind of get out of the practice and such. You always have to touch up, and there's a lot of things I obviously do not know. I mean, art is so expansive, and I've dedicated so much time to my training and learning these methods and such in practice. And sometimes that practice takes away from study, right? In this case, it's taken away from my study, and I need to get back into it, man. I really need to get my head back in the game with that. So what I'm doing right now, I'm not just oiling out, I'm kind of softening some edges and thinning out others. So I am, in a sense, kind of painting it a little bit right now. I'm just trying, and I'm doing this with a thin amount of oil. Before I started, I was really seeing what needed to change in this. Which there's a lot of things that need to change, frankly, but that's okay. This stuff is a process. So right now I'm just like softening these edges. I paint the hair in. I actually need to bring this down. That's too high. But you paint the hair in, and it changes how the face looks. And so now we go back into the face. So we want to develop everything at once. I really like. You can't see it right now, but I, covered up her shoulders and such. So now the focal point's the face. I in fact darkened her upper chest some because it was like all this area. She originally had her arm out, but it's a small board that I'm painting on. So she was cut off here, and you can make it work, but I like it better just like this. It kind of stands on its own. And just teach in Russian. Whew. I wonder how hard Russian is to learn. I think it's pretty hard, isn't it? Softening edges, that's what I'm doing. Because the thing is, it is a little bit dry, but you can still work the edges some. Clara, what's up? Yeah, I actually wanted to stream with Laura, but I was doing a lot of the prep work for the videos. Like I explained, I released one this morning, and there's a lot that goes on with it, and so it took me a while. And I'm having problems with WordPress because it just is slow and clunky, and I literally probably wasted 20-30 minutes of it like bugging out or loading slow or me having to redo work because it wouldn't save properly. All these errors were popping up. It is so annoying. And I, in fact, just went through and like one of the things I did, I erased. I don't understand it. It's a little bit tricky anyway. It's all good though. It's all good. We got it. That was for my website, but I always kind of, I try to update everything and think of how I can make my work a little bit more accessible or organized on my web page or what have you and such. So, all right, so I'm just kind of going over this, making sure that the darks are darks that I'm going to paint on, and I'm kind of softening edges that I want soft. So it's kind of a combination of fixing the drawing and bringing the values dark enough, like by oiling them out slightly so I can actually see what I do. This will increase my workflow. But when you do this, you really don't want to use a lot of oil. You want to be very sparing with it because otherwise it crops up and it could drip. It causes all sorts of problems later on. And this is just a brush. I didn't put any paint on it. Obviously, it's like picking up the paint, but it's going to be much easier to paint on now. I don't really need to do this as much in the lights. The lights, I don't think are really sinking in as much, so I think this is pretty good. Let me just go back, kind of gauge how much oil is on the brush by, see, I kind of messed that up, but that's okay. We'll go back through and repaint some of that. Kind of actually unified it some, which it did need to be unified. You can take it back up. So I'm doing this, and I'm also trying to kind of thin it out a little bit, kind of scraping it back up. So I'm softening some areas, but I don't want it like super smooth. And that looks like she has a black eye. So now I'm actually going to go in and start painting. The Soviet system saved the program. It's the oldest academy alive. Woo, that's really cool. Is it hard? I'm sure it's hard to get in. How many people do they accept in that academy every year? How big? How big? Blue hair girls. Yeah, what's with the blue hair girls? It's the blue and pink you gotta watch out for. What's with them? All right, here we go. But he's right, blue hair girls. It's hard to get in. I think you have to know Russian, have to be very good at drawing. Fetching. Jove Wang. Is that his name? Jove Wang? Jove. Jove. Not into this music right now. Let me change this. Let's shift it down the soundtrack a little bit. Just a little bit. So what's going on with Europe, Taggy? And keep me in the loop here, buddy. You guys keep me in the loop. Why are you disappointed? What happened? Eh? What is going on? In terms of art education, because we lost it all, the great academies. Yeah. Yeah. But they're coming back now. They're coming back now, right? I mean, when you say so, like, things are getting better now. There's some very good artists that are emerging. And good academies, right? But yeah, I hear what you're saying. It's like the Florence Academy, but the program is different. It is. And that the Florence Academy, even still, it compresses the teaching, you know. It might have been Daniel Graves, it might have been somebody else at the school who explained to me, they said this teaching is essentially 8 years compressed into 4, right? It's 8 years compressed into 4 years. And no, it compressed into 3. It was a 3-year. I was there for 4 years, 4.5, but it's compressed into 3. So. Laura. Ciao, Laura. Thanks for the stream. Good stream today. It was a good stream. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Laura. I appreciate that. Have you ever had that pain in your heel, like right in the back? It's like it kind of hurts to walk. It's not the Achilles. It's the bone on the back. I don't know what the hell I did. It just hurts today. Plantar fasciitis, yeah. Like, I've had it before. It never sticks around. Hopefully it doesn't stick around this time. Plantar fasciitis. Yeah, she knows her stuff, right? She knows her stuff. Plantar fascism. It's too much. Ooh, jeez. That sucks, Clara. I hope you heal up from that. That's not fun, is it? That type of stuff. Ooh, jeez. So if you continue shocking Worcesters, I can let them defeat. Yes, the war wounds, the old war wounds. Claire was speaking with Gadano yesterday, who was helping her with her Italian presentation for her work. So she, because she speaks some Italian, which is quite nice. And it was nice of Gadano to spend some time with her with that. Obviously. Oyster Pride. That forehead. Darker, more orange. Let's try this. Let's make that a little bit more red. Just a little bit. Super intimidating. Italian old men are not easygoing in business meetings, it turns out. I can see that. Do you think that in the near future a public academy would open? Where? I don't know in other countries. Here, I highly doubt it. I don't think that we have the broad appreciation for art, especially in our country yet, in America. I don't think so, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't think so, though. Our education in America is going downhill right now. It's just how it is. It's not elevating. It's getting worse. The places you want to go are specialty schools, but those cost money. I can't see unless there's some initiative going that I don't know about. Unless there's some initiative. So. In Europe, America is fucked. Yeah, America right now is not good on education. Europe, I don't know. I don't know. Because I'm out of the loop. I don't know. I don't know. things always start small, and like if I look back on it, even within my lifetime, the atelier has just exploded. There's a lot of them now. Even when I was starting, it was much better than it was the 5-10 years before. And they're constantly growing, right? I mean, and I'm doing this stream, right? I was trained, I do this stream and do whatever influence that I can, try to help people. You have people actually opening schools up who studied with me even, Matt, Magda Almy, so that stuff's spreading. So it comes through the artists. So if any public thing ever happens, it's going to be because the artists pushed that and, got that into play. But that's influencing like society as a whole, right? So Queldar says he doesn't think in Europe either. But who knows here's the thing, who knows what's going to happen? But yeah, as far as the question, I doubt it, and I don't think so, but I also do not know. I cannot speak for Europe. I cannot speak for Europe. Hey me, what's up? But it would be nice. I have no problem with there not being a public system, honestly, but the more artists who are trained, the more schools will pop up. And competition is good. If you only have, for example, one school doing what you're doing, competition will keep it in shape. It'll keep it in shape, hopefully, it'll keep it in shape through, like technique-wise and also for money too, right? I mean, that's how I look at it. It's like competition's good. So opening those schools up, I think needs to happen probably before anything else. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I kind of sit back and watch, and I'm not good at predicting this stuff, I don't think. That sucks, Hammy. Someone who went to school in both U.S. and I can say it's just different with different priorities. Clara, that's a good point. Yeah, I can see that. It doesn't make sense because most of the people appreciate traditional drawing more. So you're talking, yeah. Most of the people that you show your work to or you talk to, or in general, people just saying that they like traditional work more. Is that what you're saying, Tag in? Doctor's office with... Wow, Hammy. Well, strictly art schools or in general, I might have missed that. In general, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. But like, how many people are really educated in art? It's like, how many people really care? People might have preferences and stuff, but like they might not have priorities with it, right? Yeah. Well, I can say it's not controversial, but Tegan, I'll send you something because I don't want to say it on stream. Because it gets into an area that I don't want to go into on stream. But there's a big reason why shapelessness and ugliness has been pushed on people, and it's there's a reason why that is, and so it's not just public demand. It's also has to do with, you know, things that are a little bit beyond that. If you catch my meaning, I'll send you some stuff. Might answer some of your questions, because I've given this some thought as well, and I question a lot of this stuff. Say, what the hell? Why? But there's a lot of there's a lot behind it, unfortunately. Some not so great. So I'm painting very slow right now. I'm trying to focus on my brush work while correcting the drawing, while pushing the color. I don't want it to look fake. And I have to see, here's the thing, the photograph I'm going off of isn't really great. It's not a good photograph. If you really look at the colors, it's like they're a little bit generalized in some areas. And I don't like that. I need to kind of vary it a little bit and use my knowledge of real life to kind of supplement gaps in the photo, right? And so that's kind of how I work. So I'm like doing this, but I am actually trying to make a solid brush stroke transition, right? Is that D nice? Some people like to see beautiful stuff. They do. People like beauty. Yeah. What never happens? What are you talking about, woman? What are you talking about? So I'm just making these small changes here and there. Like, you know what? I'm actually going to go to the nose for a second and fix some things up there in the nose. And so sometimes I might get it a little bit too soft, and so then I can go through and put some harder brushes over it, right? It's kind of, you can do that. This is going to be a very sharp transition that's not going to work, but I'm going to work the transition, so just give me a sec. I know this is like really sharp. That's really sharp. But that drawing, I need to fix the drawing a little bit. And then I'm going to get maybe this brush. Is this a good brush? So with the lights, the light brushes, I always have like two that are very similar in value, but I keep them separate because the lights get very muddled sometimes. So you kind of have to watch out for that. Make sure it doesn't get too light and washed out. Okay, bye Hammy. I'm sorry it's bad. There's a lot of people who want to study and paint decently. Stoked. I'm glad you're stoked. I agree, man. I agree. That's why I do this. That's why I do this. Let me make sure I didn't knock you too much. I do this because of what you're saying. People like yourself who are interested in this work, you can see the up-close brush strokes and what have you going on at the same time. And I do want there to be more academies as well. You know, kids need that stuff, right? We need to have solid academies. I'm trying to get like solid brush strokes here, but make it, I'm thinking of all, you know, like pencil drawing, the form, flowing with the form, values, all these things. The modern schools are too, did you still play Overwatch these days, Lewis? I played some last night, got really pissed off actually, yes. I'll tell you about that in a second. The modern schools are so narcissistic, they want to be up up top alone like we coexist with, and that's bullshit. That's why, like, that's why I make fun of the intellectualism in my videos, because I have encountered that. Not really, to be honest with you, not really at the Florence Academy. There's always some, like, one or two people there that are like that, but I loved the people that I were around. Like, I've never been easier around people than I was at the Florence Academy. Like, there I just felt like everybody was a character. I loved everybody there, the teachers, the students, even some, like, if there was like one or two people I didn't really get along with, and that was partially my fault. But even them, it was like, it was cool. You're always gonna have that. But my point being, yeah, that high and mighty attitude, the intellectualism, I encountered it when I went to galleries and exhibits and shows, and really it comes from a lot of people who don't know how to paint. That's where I encounter it the most. It's not the people who can paint, unless they're like, there are people who are like that, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of been a weird, I've had a weird experience. That's my experience. And all that means is that me, the individual, went to a place at a certain time, met a certain person, and got influenced a certain way. It doesn't mean that that's 100%, right? So subtraction or blending at the last set of strokes. Subtraction, what is that? So, like, I'm kind of blending it in, but it doesn't matter how long you do this necessarily. It matters the end result. Granted, how long you do this affects the end result, but, like, I'm not trying to blend it all in and blur everything out. I'm trying to, like, when I'm going back and forth, I'm trying to get the shape of the brush stroke right. Okay? And I'm also thinking about the transitions and trying to look at the overall shape and everything and, like, figure it out. That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm going slow with it. So there's two schools that are public. One has academic method and philosophy, and the other, the modern one, and let's just see who gets more students. Yeah. Who gets more students? Yeah, that'd be interesting. I mean, I agree with you. I think modern art is just become such a joke, because, like, modern art in the sense of, like, modern abstract, that's what I think too. I know. And you know what's funny is that, so first Fridays of the month, which today's the first Friday, in fact, we have what's called a gallery hop, which I think I've told you guys about before. I know, tagging, I know. But I also don't think that I don't think we're at that point yet, unfortunately. It's not what society values, you know? Like, people don't value art as it should be valued. Because we have so many other distractions, right? I mean, I let myself get distracted with games, games and stuff, but entertainment, of some sort, or just being too busy in life, right? There's a lot of that. It's not. This type of work takes a lot of effort, and it takes. The other thing is that artists really have dropped the ball. Like you said, you're really angry with Europe for letting those schools go. Well, the artists let them go. Like what was happening around Bouguereau's time, right? He was doing all this beautiful stuff. Really? Does it really? That's funny and loud, right? He was doing all this stuff. I'll read that in a second. Wait, I already did. Bouguereau was doing this beautiful work, but there was a movement too to go against that. And the artists, out of their laziness and wanting to do work or thinking they were doing something new, they disbanded with the academic over time. That's what happened, right? I mean, But now the artist is kind of coming back, like people like you. But it takes time. Like it happened over a period of time, right? And then the schools get watered down. But the thing is, you might like something, but then to do it takes effort. And if people are lazy, they're not going to do it. They'll take whatever shortcut that they can get. I mean, and I'm not so sure this is a bad thing right now, but just keep an eye on what happens with this, you know, the computer-generated art, right? AI, right? Just keep an eye. Like, how many people will start putting their time into that? Like, time equals, like time is what you have to improve and to study and to seek things. But if you spend your time doing AI and you're artistic, you're not spending it doing this type of work. But people do that for a reason, right? And like, how many artists who would be great spend it on AI or spend it doing abstract bullshit? You know, they waste their time with it. And so that pushes society in a certain direction. You get where I'm going with this? Yeah, and you have to learn from Impressionists were good because they took something that was actually in like realism, it was, and just made it like they really accentuated it. It was an accentuation of it. I think some of those guys too couldn't do the stuff Bouguereau was doing, were frustrated, and they kind of, I think that was also a motivating factor, because like a lot of people, they're like, you know, considered saints in whatever like field, but there are also people who were lazy as shit, some of them, right? It wasn't as like clear cut, as benevolent as people might think, or wise as it might, you know. But anyway, won't get into that. First Fridays, what I was saying about First Fridays is that it's when I open my studio up. I'm not going to do it tonight because, frankly, they're not advertising about it. I'm not going to waste my time in here. If they say, hey, Lewis, come to the studio, and then nobody's there, I'm not going to do that shit. Are you kidding me? I'm not going to waste my time. But when First Friday was still going strong and I was showing up, I would talk to people, and they would come up and say, I like your work. I don't understand all the other abstract stuff, but I never say anything because I think to myself, there's so much abstract work, I must not understand what's so great about it, so I'm just going to be quiet because I'm not educated. That's what they would say to me. Tegan. It is a wonderful school for learning art. I am learning by looking at their work. As far as taking over art, I don't think, unless humans do exist, they will not succeed. Maybe not. It's not what it is right now, it's what it turns into. I'm curious. I'm not, and don't get me wrong, I'm not like against it. I'm not against it, because I think it just depends on where it goes. But my point is it can be abused, and you just have to, you know, there needs to be a certain wisdom taught about art, right? A certain education of art, you know, for AI to be proper in its place, right? You don't want it to take over. Well, then you need to understand why original art is good. If you don't understand that, if the artists don't understand that, what do you think is going to happen? It's eventually going to be lost. And if you don't think that can happen, rewind 50 years. Like, this teaching and this stuff that we've done had to be relearned. You know what happened? Did y'all ever see, what was it? Monument Men. It had George Clooney, John Goodman, couple like really good actors in it, and it was these people during World War II when Hitler went in and just seized all the artwork, right? They seized all this artwork, and he just they burnt a lot of it, and it was masterpieces. You had Michelangelo's, you had, like, because they took over France, right? So these men were tasked from America, but they were from all over, to go and retrieve, in great danger, like danger to their lives, retrieve this artwork. Because they understood the importance of it. And it was a risk. And why risk your life for a painting? But they retrieved it. Y'all, if y'all haven't seen this, watch Monument Men. I think it's Monument Men. Look it up. It is like every artist should watch it. Smart will always doubt their intelligence, and the dumb will never question their ignorance. We talked about that last time. I am on a Discord AI thing. I love looking at what they create without the human experience. Yeah, it's interesting stuff, D-Nice. Aren't you in the studio anyways, Lewis? I'm not in the studio at like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night on a Friday until 10. All right? Yeah, tag in, you will love it. But that's my point. What if, okay, now when you watch this movie, think to yourself, what if they were not successful and all this art was lost? All the art in the world was lost. Knowing what we know about history, World War II, and it just erased what we had, right? What would have happened? Because we take it for granted because we've always had it. We really do take this stuff for granted, I think. It's always here. It's just the way that it is. Like there's so many people who, every day they feel like shit and they don't know why they exist. They don't know why they're here. They don't know what they're doing. They see everything is negative. Everything sucks. I've been in that boat before. I'm sure a lot of you have. They look at everything and everything's awful. But good painting, good art can really change that, okay? Like it can change it. It motivates you to be better than you are, and it shows you that there's something greater than what you see day to day. Like it has huge benefits. Let's see. Rembrandt's Prodigal Son, that painting has changed a lot of people's lives. The Prodigal Son by Rembrandt. Beautiful painting and beautiful work of art. That is a beautiful work of art. It's lifted a lot of people up, and it's timeless. It's not just like, did you see the cool episode that made me laugh last night on whatever show? Like it's always going to be there. Well, it kind of is, Tag In. It kind of is. And here's the cool thing about it. I know that I'm older than you, but in the scheme of things, like, if you look out history, you and I are the same age. Queldar, we're all the same. Queldar and I actually are pretty much the same age. But we're in the same era right now. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or a week from now or 10 or 15 years from now. You don't know. There's a lot of exciting things happening. And I agree with you, man. And I know what you're saying, and I'm taking it a little bit, it's like I'm taking it a step further. Shit. The thing is, I can't touch this right here. I want to set my finger down here. Anyway, down. I can't because it's all wet, which is problematic. So I'm having a little bit of a difficulty with this. And it is becoming a little bit over-modeled, and I do not like this. That I'm going to have to fix, but I will fix that in a second. They're back and stronger than ever. Wait a second. I can't totally remove the cave paintings. We all need to start a movement of finding fresh cave paintings in. Art is a wonderful gift to yourself and to others, though. D-Nice. You influence people, you know this. I'm just kind of taking things a step further today, I guess. I'd like to say something on that too. This is something that I've kind of thought about. Tuned in with the universe since birth. I know. All right. D-Nice, I know what you're saying about doing art for yourself as a gift to yourself and stuff. This is true. And I agree with that. It reminds me though of and this isn't what you're talking about, but I think that art has been hurt because artists have been selfish. They do it for themselves and say, oh, well, it doesn't matter what you think, it's only what I think, and blah, and it's all about them. And they try to prop themselves up with it, right? And that's, every time that happens, art has always gone downhill. Every time it has happened. And it's when people go through and they're just being genuine about it and really trying to, you know, like, the best thing you can do is to get yourself out of it. It really is. That does not mean not having influence. Like, you can't get rid of yourself. But you can't do it for selfish reasons and have it pure, because that's something that is going to automatically be repulsive to people because it's just not natural. It's just isn't. But every time they try to pull this bullshit, oh, it's in the eye of the beholder, it's this and that, well, then that's an excuse for mediocrity. And that's what I'm standing up against. That's why I do the pencil drawings and stuff. Like, this to me does not look good. I'm very disappointed with myself with this right now. But I also know that if I keep on working on this, that it will get better. And I also know that I'm working off of a crappy photograph, and I'm pissed off at myself because I have done this time and time again where I just get a crappy photograph. But that's okay. This is how it goes. But, you know, artists are put here for a time, given given the desire to want to do this. They didn't create that desire, right? People have this desire to do something. Artists should question where that comes from, and they should respect it, you know, and do something with it. They shouldn't waste it. And it can be turned into something selfish, which is what I see time and time again, and it pisses me off. Which is why I make fun of intellectualism, because that, to me, holds people back. Even if there are a lot of much smarter people than me out there. I know you guys don't think that. But there are, and, you know, that can get in the way sometimes. You know, you have to keep a broader, as an artist, you have to keep a broader outlook on things than this bullshit. You know, you have to, you know, right now I'm just doing studies. And I'm not satisfied with that at all. Lighter brush. Battle music. As you're learning is wonderful gift where you loving it as you are learning is a wonderful gift where you are not married to what you're making, you're learning, and you have been a wonderful guide. Hey, thank you so much. The eyelids need that highlight again. I agree with that, Laura. Because what I did, I went over it, and it picked up some of this dark and probably took it off a little bit. Even that made it a little lighter, I think. Because I want to be doing something greater. But the studies, the reason why I do like doing studies is because I know it's for the greater thing, but I do want to be doing like giant multi-figurative paintings, right? That's what I want to be doing. That's what I want to be doing. And even then, I probably won't be satisfied. Probably always, this will never satisfy me, this. But, I don't know. All right, eyelid, you said. Let's do the eyelid. Can't get no satisfaction ever. I never went to any of my college graduations because I was never finished. Yeah, man. It's like, but I will, like, if you're talking about like just in general being satisfied over something, like this type of work does please me quite a bit because I'm working towards, like, I'm going towards my goal, right? And also, this is hard. This is not gonna work. Wait a sec. I'm gonna have to cover this for a second, guys. Sorry. Let me do this for a second. Give me a second. I need to focus. It's pushing me in the direction I want to go. Light up slowly. Let me, before I bring that down, because I'm not sure it needs to go down necessarily quite yet, but I need to work kind of the surrounding area too. There's that. Let's go in with the same brush here, but bring the value up a little bit. Yeah, that's. I think this might be too light. If it is, I can always correct it. It's actually okay, but I don't want to go lighter than that. So Tagan, you just need to get trained. You need to get trained, and you're actually already in the process of being trained. You're being trained right now. You are training yourself. You're watching this. You are studying constantly. You are watching other people. You're keeping up with things. You are educating yourself, and you are on your path, and that's a good thing. So you are actually doing a good job so far. And you should continue to do that. You need to continue. Self-education rocks. Yeah, I agree. It does. You need to have like somebody helping you. I don't think you can do it on your own with this. I wouldn't be able to do this on my own. I don't believe. I needed a lot of help even with other people, whether it was teaching me about technique or just saying, hey, get your ass into class. Like sometimes I needed that, and that might have been like my friend telling me or something when I was like, I'm tired, I might kind of just like cut it today, which I don't think I really did. I never skipped. I never skipped. I didn't skip, but it's important to have people still holding you accountable. You can still study art influence as a young woman, D-Nice, in this life. Well, that was my nice little speech. What I said, I don't really remember, but I said something. I don't know. Tagging gets me fired up. That's what he does, man. I really hope he finds a good place to study. I think he will. I can't see him not. But, you know, he's very motivated more, and that's not normal at all. It is not normal. There are people who go, sure, they go to school, study young, but that's not normal what he has. He's highly motivated with this stuff, and I just hope he keeps it because as motivated, here's the thing, I have never... You have to work up motivation, and he has it right now, and I really hope he keeps it because when shit happens in life, it does stuff to your head that you never think. And you can lose your way no matter how fervent you were, whatever gifts you have. You know, you can lose it. So I always hope that he stays on track. You know, there's going to be times when you fall off, but I mean, it's like, it's just, hopefully, you know, you have that grace to get back up. That's a hard thing. People don't always have that. He's back. There he is. So that's all I'm saying. You just gotta small things here and there. See, here's the thing. I'm putting this stuff in. I'm thinking about the anatomy. I'm still thinking about the large shapes. I'm actually trying to get individual brush strokes. See how this looks on stream. It's okay. Not great. individual brush strokes. You don't want to over model. Do not want to over model. Shit. This gets a little bit bigger. Chin does a little bit. I kind of lost that drawing just a little bit. This does go up some. I was working with the transitions. I kind of brought that down too much. Dark, the light area rather. Shaping it. Nice. I was actually, before I started the stream, I was practicing my step back. Normally this is how I look when I paint. If this isn't here, because there's a leg going right down here. If the painting's here, I'm going like this. Back, and I'm looking back here, stepping, and then I'm going up and doing this. Here, I'm up close more, but I need to be doing this. But I have to swing my leg around, because if I knock this thing, I'm screwed. The camera's screwed. Not good. It's a risk. But it's worth it, because I'm trying to get y'all the best shot. Michael Harding says a very good vermilion. It's just like perfect for this stage, but I'm using Indian red. It's perfect for this stage. Her skin would go very well with it. It's very, it's a very beautiful soft red that he has. Across the form, drag it down. If I screw the transition up, which I might, my eye up close, I haven't yet, but when I step back, I might see that I did something wrong. That's what oftentimes happens. Just do that really quick. From back here, it actually looks okay. On stream, it looks okay. Stream looks a little bit harsher to me than reality does. Reality looks a little bit softer and blended. I don't understand that, but it's just how it is. It takes me a while. Sometimes I have to paint, repaint. I do something right, then I screw it up. That also happens. Bring the light up just a little bit into it. And bring that light area down some into it. Just taking your time, slowly building it slowly. Pull, pull, pull. A little bit of brush stroke. Pulling it down some. And then I'm going to go in with a slightly lighter light. For the highlight, I almost dropped a brush. Let's go this way. I'm going to leave that, see how my eye picks it up in a little bit. That looks like a highlight right there. It probably is, but on here it's a little bit more blended, but I like how it looks. Overall, it's looking better. It's looking much better than it did in the beginning, like, of this session. I fixed some drawing errors when I went back over it, like at first when I was oiling out. This is not drawn right. This is too, the color's off there. I'm gonna try to purple it out a little bit, maybe. Let's see. Where's the value with color? Red. There's lots of red in this area. Then I'm also trying to rationalize that is there, because this is a photograph and the colors are different in it. That looks stupid because I messed up. I would like a palette cam. Palette cam that just like was on my palette that I can move with. That'd be cool. Palette cam, that's what I need. Palette cam. Shit. I'm gonna flip this upside down in a second because I need to be smarter about this. Mouth is way off. Flip it. Flip it, I'll put it right back. Flip it. Flipping, painting. Stretch it out, rest my eyes. Way better than it is. Way better. It's drawing. Values, construction. Okay. that. Actually, I probably shouldn't have done that. This is probably what I want. Shit, that's not it. This is the brush I want. check. Let me check something really quick. Check. Let's do this. Give me 1 second. 1 second. There's also.
Non voglio fare bagno.
Okay. I'm gonna work on the nose a little bit. This is holding it back. This is coming along. It needs work. This is holding it back. That's sketchy. That needs to be painted better, but this is holding it back. Try with the small brushes because I think that's the key to this area right here for me right now. I like it. Nope. Val, what's up, good sir? How you doing? I'm almost done, man. I'm gonna call it in a few. I gotta pick my daddy up. Daddy? Pick him up. Where are you up to, man? What are you doing? Huh? Just like looking at this upside down really quick. Gotta figure this out. Figure it out. It's always some riddle of paint that I have to figure out. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah. Really? How long is it going to be going on for? Upside down. Wait, can't see what I'm doing. It's a delay on that camera. Give me a sec. Okay, that's actually fine. I'm looking right there. Ninja vanish. It's going to be snowing 1 to 2 inches per hour, which is basically white-out conditions. I wouldn't survive up in the northern lands, in Northrend, where you live. How many days do you think you're going to be out of work with this one? One of these days, I do want to just stay home and play with you, to be honest with you. I think I need it. Ah, gotcha. So you're gonna be, do they pay you extra for going in? Like on a snowstorm like this? Oh, good. Dude, that's good money. Dude, 5K a week, if I made that. My life would be easier, let's just put it that way. My life would be easier. Life is a struggle, you see, Val. Dude, I should work. I bet you I could do it. I think I'm strong enough. But I'd probably do something stupid and electrocute myself, catch myself on fire, explode myself. Something. I would do that. Let's see. Physically, I'm capable. Mentally, questionable. Actually, very responsible in dangerous situations. Try to be. That's good money. Yeah. I know I could do it. The thing is, I know I'm supposed to be doing this, but it doesn't make nearly that kind of money, which is problematic. But I am not overly concerned about that at the moment. It's not that big of a deal to me. Right now, the bigger deal is that stupid chin. The chin. And other parts of this, frankly, that are not. I know, because I've said this several times when I'm working. Sorry, I'm kind of talking to myself. Are afraid of heights. There's no doubt in my mind you can do it. So I am afraid of heights, but when I've needed to do heights before, I get over it pretty quickly. It takes a day or two, but then I enjoy doing the height thing. It's weird. I don't understand it. But if you got me up there right now, I'd be like, but I would get over it. Okay. Let's do this. Wait, no. Yes. No, yes, no. Oh, yes, yes, no. Soon, Princess Leia, all the air will be sucked from your planet to ours. Lord Helmet. Oh, by the way, I rarely do this, Val, but I checked the Stormpipe Militia Facebook page, and I saw your comment saying, yeah, that thread did get weird pretty fast. Look, here's what happened. Miz literally told me in a text to me and Zerx, he said, I want it to get weirder, essentially write something. I said, just remember, you asked me for it to get weird. If I get banned, this is your fault, is what I said. He sent me a meme saying, do it. And that's why I did it. It wasn't because I did not do that. What nobody else knows is that he actually told me to do it. And of course, sure, I could have been like, no, man, I'm not going to waste my time with that. But I did waste my time with it. And I could keep going with it too. I mean, I could keep going with it. I could bring it to whatever point they wanted. You know, I could keep going with it. I could keep going. Part of me doesn't really care either. Change your music one second. It's a little song that I wrote a while back. Actually, me singing Val. Shit, that was a messed up brush stroke. I should not have done that. Wrong. Balls, 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 balls. Mother. Where the heck? Shit. Which one is it? Which one is it? Which one is it? There you are. Go darker with this brush, go into the shadows on her right side. So I shall do it. Wait a second. I see something. This. The thing is, as I paint, I get warmed up, and then just as I feel like I'm about to stop, I start seeing all this other stuff, and then it makes me not want to stop. I keep going and going and going, but I do have to stop in a second. I can't keep on painting today. I had to go somewhere. Shape that lip, shape the lip, shape the lip. There, and then we have this. Losing form, losing form. Son of a bitch. Okay, screw it up. This is what I want right here. This is the one. Let's try that. Needs to be more red. Too much. Try it. Lighter. Red. Scroll. Too light. It's a good stopping point. All right. I'm going to call it, guys. Thank you so much. A few of you who are here, thank you so much, Val. Tag in if you're there. Sorry, I can't tell who's here right now. Guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I will stream next week. Continue with the painting. You guys have a nice weekend. Val, I'll see you on tonight, probably. Later, guys.